Okay, Mr. Melvin, if elected, what changes would you make to the sheriff's office and what's your vision for the sheriff's office?
If elected, the first changes I'm going to make on day one will be to escort the current sheriff to the door. That is the biggest problem that's at that sheriff's office right now. You have excellent leadership at the sheriff's office. When I say leadership, I'm speaking of the lieutenants, the captains, the majors. They know their jobs. They're good at it. The problem that you have is the sheriff is like a micromanager. He's micromanaging that office. And if you can imagine, this sheriff has very little law enforcement experience, and the experience he has, he's been fired from. Leadership was able to recognize he's not law enforcement material. Now you take that guy, you put him over all of this talent, and he begins to micromanage everything. Well, that led to the downfall and the inefficient way the sheriff's office is functioning. So the sheriff's office can't function when you have someone thumb on the scale constantly. The first thing I would do is let the lieutenants, let the captains, let the supervisors supervise. Give them that authority. Don't micromanage those guys. They are talented, they're experienced, they're intelligent. I'm only there to manage and to lead as necessary. I'm not there to put my thumb on the scale. The next thing I would do is promotions would be through policy. You know, on my campaign, I have about 8 people that's assisting me with my campaign. And on day one, when we all got together and we had a meeting, I told each and every one of them that if they're looking for something at the end of this thing, or if I get elected, if they're looking for a position or a job, I told them they can leave now. That's not going to happen. My commitment is to those men and women at the sheriff's office. My other commitment is this. I said it once and I'll say it again. I will rehire each and every officer in civilian that this sheriff fired for no reason at all. They will be offered their jobs back. And those who resigned or retired early because they could not deal with the toxic environment that this current sheriff has created, I will also ask them to return back to the sheriff's office. Promotions will not be done because the way I feel that someone needs to be promoted, but by the merit system, by the promotional process. That's it. There'll be no favoritism. The problem with me is I do have a handicap. I am colorblind. I don't see color in people. I see people in people. I don't care what color you are. If you move up the chain, I don't care if you're white, black, blue, or green. If all the green people show talent, show great experience, show great work ethic, then guess what? We'll have all green people at the top. If you understand what I'm saying. I don't care. I'm not going to promote based on color or gender. It's based on what's best for the county. I run a business. I don't hire and I don't promote based on because, well, I need this type of person there. I need a white male there, a black. I don't do that. I don't play that race game. So if you're looking to get promoted because you're a certain race, I'm not your sheriff. You can look for another sheriff. If you're looking to get promoted or to move up the chain because of your great work ethic and your hard work and your dedication to the sheriff's office, I'm the person. You'll be recognized and you'll be rewarded for that. Another problem we have that's going on with the sheriff's office is based on our current sheriff Rogers' decision. Have you noticed those Mustangs? We call them ghost vehicles. And the reason they're called ghost vehicles is because you can barely see them. You can barely tell that they're law enforcement vehicles. They have a silhouette of a sheriff down below the door. And those vehicles are used for traffic. Those officers are dedicated for traffic only. They don't answer calls in the county. They're not responsible for domestics. In other words, they're out on the interstate writing speeding tickets. Right now, the sheriff's office is working with 75% staff. Why in the world would you create a traffic division to go out here on the interstate, write traffic tickets, not make these officers accountable to the county, to the citizens of this county, and answering domestics, answering other calls, crime prevention. They're needed in the county. We're working with a short staff as it is. So I think that is a waste of taxpayers' money to get those vehicles. You're talking about 7, 8, 9, 10 officers. That you're not going to see in the county. Those vehicles you're not going to see responding to a call. Imagine this: you have a domestic going on. You don't have a few minutes to get there. The officer that's assigned to that district is already tied up. You might have to get an officer that's 20, 30 minutes away. But the officer that's writing that speeding ticket on the interstate, he's not going to answer that call. Why? Because he's assigned to that traffic division. I will disband that traffic unit immediately once I become sheriff. It's not necessary to do it at this point. Once we become fully staffed, or at least 95% staff, then we can revisit that. But right now, I need those officers answering calls and showing their faces in these communities. Thank you.